Are any of you on Twitter? I'm on Twitter. You know, you can tell the loners on Twitter because they have been on there for about 5 years, but they only have 2 or 3 followers. Yet they're following about 3,000 or 5,000 others. What if you have no friends and you're on Facebook and Twitter? That can be very embarrassing. Have you ever been on Facebook where you friended somebody and they did not friend you back? Oh, wow. Or 2 or 3 months later you finally hear from them and they say, oh, I was on vacation. Hi, how are you? Yeah, right, sure. I was on Twitter and I noticed that Lady Gaga has 2.5 million followers. 2.5 million. Even Moses only had 1,000 followers. What is she doing? Starting her own religion? Oh. Yes, Twitter. What a site. That's a lot of fun on there. I like Facebook a lot because I like to go on there and change my picture. You can change your picture all the time. Sometimes just for fun, I like to change it to a picture of a young model about 20 years old and just see if anybody reacts to it. Just see what kind of a reaction I get. I have a lot of fun with that. Facebook. Oh, wow, Facebook. That Mark Zuckerberg, he is so wealthy, he could buy his own country. Wow, how much is that stock worth now, Mark? Facebook. They should call it Cashbook, not Facebook. Mark's Cashbook. And how about that LinkedIn? They should call it cashin.com instead of linkedin.com. But on Facebook, it's like, do I really have to care what you had for lunch and dinner and who you hate this week and why you're feeling sad? And do I really have to see every baby that was ever born and every pet that was ever had an owner that took a picture of it? Yeah. Facebook, you can never erase what you say on there, and who owns what you write on Facebook? I don't think that we do. And it's everything is like this, like that. Please like this. Please, please like this. And all the games they have on there. That game Farmville, that seems a little childish to me. I don't know. Isn't Farmville a city in Nebraska? And what about that Google? Wow, Google wasn't even a word in the dictionary until just very recently. That really surprised me. It just came all of a sudden. Oops, oh, new word, dictionary. But what a search engine, what maps and AdWords. Yeah, Google. But did you hear about in 2012 what happened to Google? Congress was really up in arms at Google because they had been charging some charitable nonprofit organizations and some children's organizations. Oh, that's hysterical. I don't think they knew they were doing it, or maybe they did. I don't know. Very rich company. So Google was actually had charged the Girl Scouts, and they told them that they could not charge the Girl Scouts, and they wanted the Girl Scouts money in their the Girl Scouts cookie money. I love those Girl Scouts. I'm going to go buy some Girl Scout cookies this week. The Girl Scout cookie money. Can you believe it? I just want to read you something. I thought this was just so funny. But you know, folks, sometimes fact is funnier than fiction. This is posted, Google draws fire from Congress, posted by SoulSkill, March 12, the year 2012. Democrat Herb Kohl, the Senate's leading antitrust legislator, has vowed an antitrust probe into Google as one of his top priorities. Others in Congress are criticizing the search engine giant over several flubs, including scanning personal data over neighborhood Wi-Fi, collecting Social Security information from children in a doodling contest, and sidestepping net neutrality rules through a deal with Verizon. Folks, children in a doodling contest. A doodling contest. That one really got me by surprise. How about you? And Twitter, for a long time they didn't even know who the owner of Twitter was. There were like 2 or 3 or more people they thought could have been the owner. Well, then they finally had their IPO and they found out who the owner was. And but you know what I was thinking at the time? Who is the owner of Twitter? It's not the bird. I don't think the bird is the owner. Anyhow, that was just my take on that. But the children's doodling contest, that one really was funnier to me than anything. You know, now when we're on a date, girls and guys, now when you're on a date, you really have a lot of help with the internet. Has really made dating a lot easier. You must admit, meeting people and dating is a lot easier. And one thing is, you know, when you go out on the date, you don't have to say hello. You can just say, log in. And if you can't think of anything to say, just say, well, what is your privacy policy? And how about this? If you don't really have a good time and you don't want to go out with a person again, you can just say, I'm sorry, but I checked your website and you have no search engine optimization. Oh yes, the internet is really a lot of fun. But what about that site eBay? Now that is a very expressive, colorful site, you must admit, very popular and well known. I thought it was very ironic that Pierre, the founder of eBay, is a very shy person. He shuns the spotlight, and yet he has one of the most popular sites on the internet. Pierre moved to Hawaii to get away from all of the publicity and everything. Now what about Etsy? Now there's a cute little site. Yes, Etsy. You can go on Etsy and you can buy a catnip yarn ball for $25 plus shipping and handling that you could also buy at Walmart for $1.50. And Gizmodo.com. If you're just not simply snarky enough on your own, you can go to Gizmodo.com. But no joke, if you are afraid of clowns, you are not alone. Afraid of clowns? You can visit Coulrophobiafacts.com. Coulrophobiafacts.com if you are afraid of clowns. And that, my friends, is no joke.